Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. Thank you for joining me. This is a major arcana reading for Friday, the 13th of November 2020. Hope you're well, wherever you are. Let's see what we can see. Let's see what we can see. Sorry, I need another one. Okie doke. The Chariot in the upright. Okie doke. We'll have that. Don't suppose we've got really any choice in the matter. The cards is what the cards is. Okay. Right. Hangman in the reverse. Wow. Now following on from the Chariot, that is quite interesting. That is quite interesting because I wonder if one of those horses, because in the Chariot you've got two equal forces, one of which wants to go this way, the other of which wants to go that way. Well, they've each got a mind of their own, and the charioteer kind of holds the core of the situation, like managing these sometimes opposing forces in order to keep the vehicle moving forward. Hangman in the reverse, it's like that kind of like, oh, stasis, not stasis. So let's see what else we can see. Okay, just go for another one. Okay, now I can see that's come up. I can see out the corner of my eye that's come up face up, but I don't know whether it's up or down. Okay, so, right, I'm going to, as it came into my hand, Empress in the reverse. So, I never like to see the Empress in the reverse, but sometimes I guess it's not helpful in tarot to ascribe sort of good and bad to cards. So that you've got your good cards, and when they're in the upright, that's good, and when they're in the reverse, that's bad. And you've got your bad cards, so when they're in the reverse, that's good, and when they're in the upright, that's just silly. Empress in the reverse. Okay. Moon in the reverse. A real echo there of Hangman in the reverse. And thinking about it, the Chariot is not a million miles away from the Empress in the reverse, because it's about holding something kind of closed, keeping a system closed. In the Chariot, it's this, you've got to hold onto the reins and like tug and like you've got to keep hold of it. And the Empress is this holding back on the sprouting of the seed. And yet, as I say, Hangman in the reverse, he tumbles down out of that tree to go about his business, and Moon in the reverse, all that kind of murky, sloshy stuff held in that full moon energy comes out. So it's very interesting story of a retention and release. How very Freudian. I'll take this one. Strength in the reverse. Now I shuffle this way and that, this way and that, this way and that, this way and that, like, and I shuffle a lot before I come on camera, and I can't remember the last time strength turned up in the upright. Okay, so yeah, stuff being held, a lid is kept on, and yet there's sort of leakage. And very interesting combination. And when you get two things that are very different, they can be together in consequence, or they can be together as one as the result of the other. They can be together in juxtaposition, they can be together in opposition, or they can be together in synthesis. And I'm seeing it more in terms of synthesis, funnily enough, here. And, excuse me, the key to this is this strength in the reverse, is this angry child, angry, out of control child actually controlling the narrative. And or not controlling the narrative, but the influence of this excuse me, I've got some tea here. The influence of this angry child is, I guess, because you see, I don't particularly like angry children. I know that children are apt to become angry, and that it's part of life, you know, when things happen in a way that we don't want them to. You know, a very sort of gut reaction is to protest and be angry about it. But the whole point about the Strength card is the understanding that ultimately and in the long run, there's very little that can be achieved by allowing that beast to kind of run amok in your life. And you have to get on top of it. So there's an attempt to control the narrative, but something else keeps leaking out. And, you know, if this angry child here, because we're in the reverse, if it's an angry child that is kind of running the show, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a household or visiting friends or family or something like this, where the child or the children are actually running the entire kind of scenario. You know, they're in charge. And it's an easy mistake for parents to make, because they don't want to say no. They don't want to say no because they don't want to be seen as a nasty withholding force over the child. But the result is chaos, and, well, the result is a dysfunctional household. And this juxtaposition here of the Chariot, pulling this and keep it all going, followed by the tumbling down from the tree of the Hangman in the reverse. And then we're back to the control thing, the Empress. No, it's not time for these seeds to sprout yet. Maybe they never will, maybe they will, but in any case, it's not happening now. So again, this kind of control, and then the moon, splosh, it all comes out. The key to it is the fact that this angry child is bringing their influence to bear. Excuse me, I just want to get a bit of this before it gets cold. Oh, lovely. I went out for a walk and it was all blustery. All blustery. I was down by the coast. It was gorgeous, but it was quite hard work. Right, so a cup of tea is always welcome. Right. So, well, that's kind of the story we got on the table for Friday the 13th. Let's see if there's anything else, or is that all we need to know? Is there anything else I want to know? Because, I mean, look, we have here, I think it's probably everything that needs to be known. There are two entities here. There is the wild animal and there is the civilizing force. And, no, okay, I want to find out a little bit more about the civilizing force. because I think I know what the wild animal is. I think I know what the angry child is. The insufferable toddler. And some of them, I have met a few insufferable toddlers in my life. Okay. Death. Right, okay. Oh, dear. Rightio. Okay, now this death I see as an end to this situation where the insufferable toddler is kind of exerting or attempting to exert, because this is the thing you see. And when you get those family setups, when you've got a child like that in the family setup, I found, in my experience, all it takes is one or two choice sentences from an adult in control of themselves who isn't bought in to the fear of being seen as nasty by this child, but usually not a parent, just one or two choice sentences from that person and the whole thing simmers down. And again, what I have found actually is that the children actually like it. When the children are given too much power, or a degree of power that causes real problems in a household, they don't actually like it. They don't feel secure. They want to feel secure because they know their children. So this, I think, is this kind of way it is. I mean, I remember staying with a friend, this was a long time ago, and she was completely ruled by her child. And I remember her saying in the morning, "What do you want to drink?" And they were on the clock, like trying to get to school on time. What do you want to drink? And the child said, I mean, it's a big man now, but it was like, I want Coca-Cola. And she flew into a frenzy of sort of self-punishment and anger and frustration and shame and all the rest of it, because she didn't have any Coca-Cola. And they were late for school. It's ridiculous. You say to the child, do you want juice or do you want milk? End of. Okay. And it's that's the force I'm seeing here. That kind of, this is how it is. This is the situation. Nothing can change it. It doesn't matter if you hold your breath until you go blue in the face. Only those who are bought into that will react. There is no point in throwing a tantrum over this. Absolutely no point. You can only waste everybody's time and energy and breath and goodwill. But I think for this particular reading, I know I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here, but I think for this particular reading, this is the overall energy, but may not actually kind of exert itself in an active way on this situation for Friday the 13th of November. But it's a very interesting, as I say, a very interesting combination and synthesis of retention and release. Both of these cards, the Hangman in the reverse and the Moon in reverse, are about gravity, the essential gravity of, I mean, look, he's kind of here in the upright. He's playing a game with gravity, for reasons best known to himself. But it's only that rope that's keeping him up there. Cut that rope. I mean, he put himself up there. He can probably cut the rope as well, or get someone to do it. It's gravity that will bring him down out of that tree. And the Moon also is a story of gravity. It's all about gravity and tides. So we've got, as I say, it's very interesting. It's like, Okay, and that, well, no, it's not even so much. It's not even that. It's just. I can end the rather strange sound effects. I think you get the feeling someone's trying to keep the lid on something, but it's all leaking out. And it's to do with this immature force here that simply cannot accept what it doesn't want to accept. And big picture over the long term, no worries, because this ridiculous situation will be cut down, swept away. All that will be left is creativity. How wonderful. And all of that treasure, wealth, knowledge, power, weapons, jewellery, books, spears, fancy hats, crowns, chains of office, all of that, off with its head. So that's my reading for Friday the 13th of November 2020. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.